Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for showing up today. This is another edition of our Thirsty Thursday. Hey, we got a lot to get to today. We got John in here tonight, the Digologist. And if you don't know, John is cruising up. He's getting awful close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And guy's got a pretty interesting channel, and he's got some really good history to talk about today. Without further ado, I'm going to grab my cohort in crime, Mr. Nick.
What's going on, man?
Not a lot. I was just getting to the point where I was pretty happy to actually have a couple days off in a row this week. I felt like it was getting to me at work, and I'm happy to be home.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you deserve a few days off. More than two.
What happened?
Huh?
Oh, man, that was weird. My lighting just changed. My whole screen went blank for a second. I don't know what I did.
I thought
anyway,
yeah.
Yeah, we got a few things to knock out, and then I'm going to get some time off. I don't know what happened to my other window here. It went to crud really fast. Let me fix that really quick.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, it doesn't happen until I start. I don't know what's going on. I've lost this whole other window. At least I didn't lose the stream. Anywho.
Hey, Dog Star. Sorry,
Carlos
I'm jumping.
Tonight. Yeah, he's
Frederick Romano.
That's my boy, Mr. Carlos over there. And then let's go through the chat really quick here, since we're kind of wanting to get started. I have a feeling that John's going to talk us to death tonight. I have a feeling that the stories that's going to come out of his mouth are probably going to be pretty entertaining. Good. So it's starting out the day today. The first two in the house today was Dog Star Blazer. Carlos is in the house. Man, what a great guy. I love seeing everything he pulls out of the ground. I wish he'd make more videos, though. Coastal Casey is in here. Coastal Casey just put out a video here recently. She did a collab with Tanner, Michigan Magnet Man. Great video. Tanner is what a presence that guy is. He's doing a lot of collabs, and he's coming back in here pretty soon. I just haven't figured out exactly when.
Good. It's always a good time.
Yeah, we always have fun. And there's the man of the hour. John says that the beer looks good. River Styx Van Life and River Styx Outdoors. Mr. Tommy, thank you for showing up, sir. Clayton, Rusty Magnets, they are not going to be in here tonight, but they stopped by and showed a little support by hitting that thumbs up, which I encourage everybody to do if you like what you see.
Let me just do that right now.
Don, Relic Reaper Metal Detecting. He's one of my next contacts about going out to dig. We've got to get with that guy before summer's over for sure.
Oh yeah.
And St. Olver Studio, they always show up in here. They got they do covers and music and stuff like that, and they're a very good channel that supports everybody, especially if you support them. They don't ever forget. Great guys, people. Squirrels Magnet Fishing. Hello. Magnet fishing community represented. 717 Detector. He was in here on my shout out video on Monday for mail. Sent me a sticker out of the blue. He put out a new video this week that was actually pretty good. Pretty good.
You make it sound like his other ones are junk or something.
No,
I'm just kidding.
The bad part about that is that I have just recently started talking to this guy, and I think I've only watched 2 of them, so I can't really comment to how good or bad anything is. But this one that I watched was pretty good. Marty Verstahl in the house tonight. Appreciate you. Nice to see you. Flash in Your Pan Ed is in here tonight. If nobody hasn't seen it yet, I don't think he's put out his thumbnail. But next Tuesday on Ed's live stream, Nick and I are going to be kind of a featured guest over there. So we get the whole role reversal thing where people get to beat on us a little bit with questions. But make sure you come over to Flash in Your Pan next Tuesday and check both of us out over there. Cheryl and Randy Combs, always in here all the time. Great supporters. Make sure
glad you guys got your chores done.
Yeah, no doubt. I got mine done. I got my yard mowed. That was what I was after today. Daddy and Daughter Plus Water, Jason. What's up, my friend? Nice to see you. We're got to get back into some of that book here before too long. I'm itching for a puzzle or doing some research.
Yeah.
Frederick Romano is in the house. I just saw him. Where did that go? Right there. Metal Detecting North Carolina, Mike. Nice to see you, buddy. I haven't seen your live on Fridays here lately, so I don't know if you're still doing it or not, but Mike puts on a pretty good live when he does, and he puts out good videos as well. Miss Mary's in the house tonight. Hi, Mary. And then there's my boy. Look at that. Brockton Magnet Fisher gives me $5 today and says, F everyone. Thanks, brother. I appreciate the $5, but the middle finger is pretty uncalled for. That's why everybody says Brockton sucks.
Brockton sucks.
Relics and Stack Stones. Ian is in the house tonight. Good to see you, my friend.
What's
Man,
up,
you and
man?
I have got to chit-chat a little bit. I haven't got a chance to talk to you much lately. Kathy Johnson, hello, hello. Janine's Fines is in here tonight. Oops, wrong way to the bottom. And I see Digger Dan, King Clad is in the house tonight. And I got people moving behind me. But anyway, everybody, Brockton Magnet Fisher is a great guy and a wonderful supporter of the community. But, you know, he must be in a mood today. I'm not sure what his deal is. You know,
Someone took his snacks.
Oh, yeah, someone took his snacks. Hey, now, wait a second. I didn't see. There it is. Hey, Magnetic Squatch is in the house tonight. By the way, everybody, let's get a little squatchy. Wearing my Magnetic Squatch t-shirt. Thank you for getting that shipped out to me, brother. I love it. It's comfortable. Looks nice. And then Mayor Videos. Marlon is in the house hanging out with us for a little bit this evening. Marlon, I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah.
We'll chit chat later, and our buddy Richie Madison Maine is in the house as well. I seen the Dirty Mag Yaggers in here as well. Hello, hello, man. I'm pretty stoked to get John going today. I want to learn a little bit about this boat. That's because what an angle. We'll let him tell the story. Everybody, if you haven't got over to Digologist channel, link is in the description. Please get over there and give him a sub. He's pushing 1,000. I'd love to see him hit it really soon. But without further ado, here's Mr. John.
What's happening, fellas? Hey, everybody.
What's up, John?
What's going on, John?
How y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Great. I just got to say, before we get started talking about the stupid boat, that I want to talk to the guy with the Squatch t-shirts. I'm not such a fan of magnet fishing, but I do like it. But I'm a really big fan of Squatch. So
hey, with that being said, the Magnetic Squatch, he has he sells his t-shirts on Teespring, I believe, and
right.
they are high quality and they're nice shirts. And he also on his live streams on Friday nights, he gives them away quite frequently. Does a ton of races in there. He is very good about his giveaways and passes out these t-shirts pretty frequently. That is where mine came from. And he's got a great channel. And you ought to go over there and hang out on a Friday with him one time and just get a little squatchy with him, because I love the Squatch too. And these shirts look really good.
Yes, they do. And I will
Totally agree.
check them out. We'll check them out and check out some of his live streams. And I see a few people on here I've never seen, especially in the magnet fishing community. And I just want to say I got a lot of respect for you guys. You are out there doing a lot of cleaning out the waterways. So when I get my boat out there, I won't be stepping on a lot of rusty stuff. Thank you.
Heck yeah.
What I like
Yeah,
seeing them
I like
pull out of the
those.
ground is those the mooring anchors out of the water. Have you ever seen those? It's like a 5-gallon bucket, 6-gallon bucket with a bunch of fence posts sticking out of it, and it's full of concrete.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see those come out.
You know, that is one of the things that, the magnet fishers, they don't pull out a lot of the precious metals and whatnot, like we're looking for when we metal detect. but they're doing the environment a great service. So not only are they out there having fun and picking out some really cool, neat stuff, but they're doing a huge help to the environment and the future of the fish and the wildlife in the river. So that's got like dual benefit there. You get to have fun and help the environment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I see Tidewater Magnet Thrower. He's been out with me on a hunt one time. He's got quite a few videos out there. He pulls up some interesting stuff. He recycles it all, takes it back to the recycling place, and he gets paid for this. So it has benefits. Not only does it benefit the environment, it benefits your pocketbook, which is great.
Heck yeah, that is the thing, man, is that he's doing something. He's making videos. He's got his family involved. The mother and the girlfriend or wife are out there all with him all the time. He's having a blast, and I like watching him. I like watching him go to the scrapyard and sell his stuff. But the first question that I gotta give everybody is, man, how old were you, and when did you decide that you wanted to be a treasure hunter? What piqued your interest in finding things?
Well, I'm going to have to say it actually started when I was a kid. My grandfather was a big rock hound in North Carolina, and he used to take me out every weekend with him. We went to places, and we went down in creeks, and we found amethyst. We went into farmers' fields, and we dug up garnets. We had one place that was really a big hole in the ground in the middle of the woods, and it was full of quartz crystals. And I remember me and him just going there with our lunch, something to drink, and a little pickaxe. We would go along the side of this hill, with hole in the ground basically, and just dig at it until we found something. We would pull really nice clusters of quartz crystals out of there, and he really got me interested in actually being outdoors and being, looking for things. So, but the metal detecting came along quite a few years later. So, but it started out when I was a kid, and he just kind of piqued my sense of adventure. And when I met a fellow named Richard, he's passed away now, but he was a big Civil War buff, and he had lots of relics. And he used to talk to me about everything he's found, and he got me interested in metal detecting. So the first detector started out as a bounty hunter gold digger. I think you could get those things for, I think it was $79, and a big old pair of headphones that went on it, and it looks like giant earmuffs.
Yeah.
And I was up and down the beach for probably a few years, just pulling up change, rings, junk, stuff like that. And after about 2.5, 3 years, I decided, I want to hunt for relics. I want to go into woods and into farm fields where the aqua chigger's going and where the Hoover boys are going, and Brad from Green Mountain. These guys were who I watched on YouTube. So once I started relic hunting, that was pretty much it. And that's what I do now. Mostly about 95% of my videos are relic hunting.
Yeah, I was going to say that, that's the relics, the coins and stuff are really good for, dating sites and stuff like that. But when you pull the really cool relics out of the ground, it's something that you always get excited about, especially when you have the opportunity to come home and clean it up. What do you think is your best and oldest find that you've gotten so far?
Well, it's kind of a toss up between two different things. A few years back, I was hunting with this guy named Doug Campbell on YouTube channel. Yeah, we called him Dig Doug. Now I know there's another Dig Doug out there in the YouTube world right now, but anyway, yeah, there's Doug. He's on there now. But me and him started out hunting and making videos together. Started out in a couple parks. Did real good. He pulled up some silvers. I pulled up some silvers. We found coins. Then we ventured on to places deep in the woods and along the creeks. I think my toss-up is between a 1738 1 real that I found in Smithfield, And when I was at Pound to Ground in 2019, I didn't find much during the dig, but at the place where me and the guys, I went with 3 other fellows. Me and the guys were staying in a really nice rental house in Vermont, which was about 20 minutes away. And so I decided to take my machine out there along the shore of Lake Champlain. And I just went along and found a few fishing weights and stuff. And all of a sudden I got a signal that was an 84. And a lot of times 84s are aluminum cans. But got it up out of the sand and the rocks, and it was a little round thing with a thing that looked like a little belt buckle. And I didn't know what I had. So we sent a picture over to Steve Fenner. If you guys don't know him, he's a veteran hunter. He's RVA metal detecting up in Richmond. He's on Instagram, posts quite a few things. Really good guy. He's on the Expedeus team. He sent back a text and said, "Congratulations on your fur trade silver." I said, "What?" I didn't know what it was. I was like, "What is a fur trade silver?" You know. So I run up to my computer, I look it up. I'm like, "Wow." The fur trade silver, if anybody that's on here doesn't know, basically before we came to America, the Europeans used to trade with the Native Americans. They would bring silver jewelry over, brooches, and all kinds of other rings and stuff like that. And the Native Americans, they love this stuff, and they would trade us beaver pelts. So beaver pelts, and the beaver pelts would go back to England. They would become liners for hats.
Right.
So beaver pelts, otter pelts, stuff like that. And that's what we traded. I don't have a lot of knowledge on fur trade silvers, but I know the one I got is pretty nice, and I think Shane has a picture of it. What I sent him.
Is that one in the pic? Yeah. I'll bring that up here in just a second.
So I got a 1738 1 real, which I love because it's in great condition, and then I got this fur trade silver from the shore of Lake Champlain up in Vermont. I'd have to say that my favorite would be the fur trade, but whenever you find a Spanish real, it's kind of like hitting the jackpot to me. And there's a lot of people out here who's been finding them for years. Anybody out? Did you guys know a YouTuber? He's big on YouTube, and his name is Steve Andrews. Anybody heard of Steve Andrews?
Not sure.
Okay, let me give you his YouTube name. He's called the Gig Master.
Oh, the Gig. Yeah. Okay.
Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Okay, I asked the Gig Master one time when we were hunting. I said, how many Spanish reals do you have? I see you find them quite a bit on your videos. He said, oh, about 70. I said, what? 70 reals? That just blew me away. So, yeah, the reals are nice. The fur trade silver, I think that's my favorite relic of all time because it dates back from 1650 to 1850. And the silver was made in 5 different countries and imported to America to trade for the pelts.
Yeah, I was going through these pictures. Is it in the picture with all the bullets?
It should be one that's separate. If you don't have it, I can try to get it to you.
Now go ahead if you want to try and send it over. We'll keep talking about it, but I don't see it as one of them that you sent.
Yeah, let me
send enough, but
hey, Shane.
Yes, sir.
I got a phone call I got to really take. I'm gonna step out for a minute and I'll be back.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, I'll get it over to you.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sitting here watching they come through. So yeah, I mean, as far as these pictures go, I like the display with the bullets. Let's see, you can get that one. Let me share the screen.
Okay.
Get it up here really quick. There we go. So you got a nice collection going in here. Tell me about the little holders you got there. Those are kind of neat.
Those were given to me on one of my hunts up in the Colonial Heights area with some guys I met through Instagram. There's a guy on Instagram. He calls himself Willie Vanilli, and he's a relic hunter and a fisherman. Was hunting with him, Steve, which is RVA metal detecting, and another guy. And they picked these up online. They're called detector doodads. I think they're on Instagram.
Right.
And they create those and sell them so you can display your bullets in them. Little plastic things. They're pretty neat.
Yeah, I've never seen them before, but that looks like a great idea for y'all your Civil War rounds.
Yeah, I've got maybe 7 or 8 of them. I'd have to buy 20 or 30 more to put all my bullets in.
I'm trying to get the thing to load up. I must have had some kind of a technical difficulty because my screen changed right as we started today, and it's like nothing wants to seem to. There we go. Nothing wants to seem to load up for me. So, and then this one here has got more of your lead in it. Let me get it up. Oh, right there.
Oh yeah. Okay. We'll talk about that real quick, I guess. Those bullets on the back, got them off of a beach in Hampton, Virginia. And I don't know if y'all are familiar with a beach called Buckrow. Basically, during World War II, the pilots will go out there and shoot at targets in the water. And these just wash up on shore quite a bit. Now there's round balls in there too. I'd like to say that they're Civil War, but I think I'm not really sure exactly because they look like pistol balls, but I believe they were like part of a canister explosion. I'm not real familiar with a lot of the Civil War artillery, but I find those little round balls all the time as well. So I think those are 30 and 50 millimeter bullets in the back.
Yeah, I've never seen the ones that's in the back before. I not that I haven't seen a lot of them. I see a few Civil War bullets around here, probably not near as much. We find lead all the time, but not a lot. Not so much the old lead. Every now and again, we'll come across a 3-ringer or like a 2-ringer Confederate or something like that. But that's a lot of lead.
Yeah. Trying to find your email here.
Did you find it yet?
What is that? What is the email again, if you don't mind saying it over the air?
Sure. No, here it's skirvinlouis@gmail.com.
Got it.
Thanks, Snorkel.
I'm going to attach it and send it over to you.
Got it. You got a couple nice variants on the skeleton keys here too. And let's see. Well, I'm just going to get that. I want to do the buckle one. There, we'll do the skeleton keys next.
All right.
Let's see. I'm a little slow today. There it is. Those are 2 really nice ones. I have similar ones to the big one.
Yeah, the one on the right is my first full skeleton key. Landed that in Suffolk, Virginia, which is where I do a lot of hunting because I hunt with, I know you guys seen any of my videos, you've seen Dime Detective and his brother Doug. And we've been pretty much hunting around Surrey, Smithfield, and Suffolk primarily. Once in a while, we'll find a really hot spot. And this one here was a small field in a neighborhood. And we went back there and I got that one. And the one on the left was a school, not a school, a field across from a high school where Dime Detective recently just found his first trime. And same night he found the trime, I found that skeleton key.
Yeah, that's a cool coin as a trime. I've never found one. I do own one that was handed to me from my grandfather's collection. I would love to pull one of those out of the ground someday.
That last picture should be coming to you.
All righty, let me flip over and get the mail here while we're chit-chatting it up. Let's refresh. I don't see it yet. Dun, 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 dun. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring up one more really quick while I'm waiting on those. And let's go ahead and stop that one and share another one. Man, I tell you what, if I'm not quick with my hands in here, some days it's kind of rough. All righty. That's a nice picture. I like the buckles.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you a little history on those. The one all the way to your left, the fancy looking one, that came out of a creek in Claremont, Virginia. Me and Dig Dug was hunting that creek, and I got a really loud signal, and I thought it was a Pepsi can. I'm like, it's got to be a loud aluminum can. And I reached down in there and pulled the weeds away and stuck my shovel down there, and I pulled that up. And could you imagine the surprise that that's probably 1800s. I can't really date it. I've looked for that one quite a while. I haven't been able to. I've been finding some similar from the 1700s, late 1700s. One in the middle is a French shoe buckle. Got it up in Colonial Heights, Virginia, hunting with Willie Vanilli and Steve Fenner, who is, like I said, he is RVA metal detecting. He's a good one. And the other one is like a sash buckle. It's a really light buckle. Dug that behind a lady's house in Claremont, Virginia. Smaller ones, they came from everywhere. That's horse tack. A lot of it's horse tack. I would say probably most of it. Okay. Now these are my two range guides.
The one on the top looks very original. I've not seen one like it. That's why I like that picture.
That is a unique range guide. Got that out of a farm field in Surrey, and I was really surprised because it was on the middle of a dirt road where they had just went from one field to the other. Got a really screaming loud signal in the mid 80s, and I thought, well, maybe it's a clad quarter. And I pulled that guy out of the ground, and I was extremely happy. The other one, that one's not too old. I got that probably about a couple months back, and that was in some random woods where us guys were hunting, and we didn't find a lot, but I did manage to save that one there, and it's in good shape.
Yeah, that's some actually, I love the relics and all the different finds. I like seeing stuff that I've never seen before. The real funny thing is about all of that is, when Nick gets back, he's got a sash buckle that he has found that we have not been able to identify, but it's U.S. military, and it's something that's really neat. And we've tried on all the forums to get it identified. And since you had a couple nice buckles in there, I'll have him show it when he gets back in. But it's something like I've never seen it, but it's really thin and light like that, and it's stamped with the American Eagle. Yeah, I'm gonna check and see if those others showed up yet. I don't see them. They didn't pop in. So.
Oh no! I wonder what happened. Look at the old email that we started sending each other. Go to that. I think I will.
Yeah, there's the one at 5 o'clock that you sent those, but I still haven't seen anything after that.
Yeah, refresh your email. It should have came.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't see it.
That's all right. I can get it back. I can try again.
No, that's all good. Because here in a second, I'm going to bring up a couple more pictures, and we're going to start talking about the last year of your life. Tell everybody that if they don't know, what is the Relic Riser?
All right. The Relic Riser is a 20-year-old boat. It is a Bayliner Capri model 1950. I'm a big fan of water hunting, but I haven't been able to do much except out of a kayak. So I decided, since I'm going around to a lot of permissions that Dime Detective and his brother Doug already have, I should return the favor and get us out on the water, because we live in Hampton Roads, Virginia, and Hampton Roads is mostly water. It's the names that the sailors give the waterways back in the day. So I picked this boat up for like $800, and it was in really bad shape. Over the last year, I've replaced the deck. vinyl, did carburetor work, actually took the out drive off the back end and replaced the carrier bearing and the impeller. And I got her running. She's been out twice so far. And I had another couple little small problems, which I just fixed. I had there's a gear shift cable and it has a rubber bellows on it. When the rubber bellows breaks, water gets in there and comes in your bilge. So just fixed that, and I fixed the oil leak. And Saturday I will be putting it all back together, and ready to go out as soon as Sunday. So the thing is, if you want to watch any of this restoration of this boat, you can go to my channel, the Digologist. Just go to YouTube and type in Digologist. Now, Dogologist will pop up, always does. But I'm not a dogologist. I'm a digologist. So go to Digologist and go to my videos. I forget what you call it now. Playlist. If you go to my playlist, you'll see the whole series, and there's 8 of them. You can click on there and you can watch from the very beginnings, when I first pulled it in the driveway until I just recently finished it up and took it out for its first maiden voyage.
Yeah, that boat is something else, and I watched some of the restoration process and that. When you get a boat that's that old, and you said it wasn't in the water for quite some time, I bet that's a lot of work getting that thing seaworthy to where you're not leaking. I just got a feeling that had to suck up a lot of your time, and tell everybody what the end goal is with that after that, about what the plan is with that boat for the future.
Well, as the name says, Relic Riser, I'm going to take advantage of where I live, and I'm going to take out my buddies and probably get a few other people on there from time to time. And we're going to hit every place we can in the Hampton Roads area. There's the Elizabeth River, there's the James River, there's the York River, there's Gloucester. There's plenty of shoreline and plenty of history here. So I'm steadily looking online at places to hunt, and I'm hoping before it gets cold weather to do at least one collaboration, a double boat collaboration with the Gig Master. He's going to take out his Gig Master boat. It's called the Gig Master, and I'm going to take out the Relic Riser. We're going to do a double hunt together. But basically to fish with my family and friends and relic hunt. And that's going to get me where I want to go. And she's ready to go. I'm going to have her ready to go back in the water by Sunday.
Yeah, these guys are killing me with these super chats. You know what? Every one of you that's putting them in there, you all are fantastic friends, and I like and love every last one of you. Thank you so much. You take the words right out of my mouth every time I sit there and I see them. I lose my train of thought, and you just make my day a lot much more fun. But I appreciate it, guys, to no end. It is so nice to see that. I truly do. It makes me smile every time. Last time I about cried, and I don't want to do that again. So
I'm gonna say hello to a couple people in the chat if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
All right, Mary Videos, thank you for showing up. Marty, thank you for showing up. Kay, definitely thank you for showing up. Easy Digging, thank you. Motor City Magnet Fishers, thank you. I haven't been looking at the chat very much because I've been running my mouth, but
no, it's tough to keep up with the chat and the.
Yeah, it is. You guys, Dogstar Blazer, thank you. You guys, I really appreciate you showing up. And if you got any questions, let me have it.
And that's the thing, is that I find it really neat, that you took your relic hunting all the way to the point of, hey, I'm going to use a boat and go out here and dig. I mean, we go out and spend a couple $100 on a new detector, $800, whatnot. But man, you spent a year of your life and got this boat ready to rock. And I honestly, I can't wait to see what all you can, and here's the other part of that. When you've got these old rivers, and I know in Virginia, that's where you're at, do you have old nautical maps of the rivers that give you idea where there was docks and stuff back, in the 1800s? Do you have any kind of resources like that to look at?
There are old nautical maps out there, but I basically look at Google Maps and I zoom in on a lot of places, and you can see a lot from a Google map. I've already found several old piers up in Jamestown area. I've already found piers in Claremont, because Claremont and Jamestown are right across the river from each other, and that's basically where it all started. Except First Landing is actually where we first hit the shores, but you can't hunt there. That's a state park. Yeah, I will be definitely looking at some old maps, but right now I'm going to depend on Google Maps, and there's another app I use. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called Base Maps. Dime Detective showed me that, and it's got water levels on it. It's got property lines and everything else, and you can zoom right into someone's beachfront property and know who owns it, how many acres it is, and see the line. So that makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, we use a GIS mapping service around here. God dang it, Cynthia. We use GIS mapping around here quite a bit, and then we use Google Maps. Historic aerials is another one that we use. The research is a big part of the fun. And thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Dogstar. Thank you, Janine. I appreciate you all. That y'all are killing me again. You're gonna mess up, and you're gonna mess up, and then I'm gonna leave John on here all by himself to run the show.
You guys are great. You guys are great.
Yeah, you know what? I just take a minute and just talk to the community. We've got, and you know what? And a lot of these guys will be in here, will be around on Sunday, and they're on. They kind of hit the train of all of these live streams and stuff. But I'm telling you what, this group of people that come in here almost every week to spend time with us, man, everybody is great. There has never been one bit of negativity in here, and except for everybody telling Brockton sucks, but that's all in good fun. We don't have any negativity. We've got the best community on YouTube, and I love each and every one of you. And normally it's Tanner and Scuba Sonia that are in here, Michigan Magnet Man, that are trying to beat me up. But man, you guys are all great. I really appreciate it. And everybody, show the same support to John tonight by making sure you get over and check out his channel. I would love to see him push that 1,000 sub mark here really soon. I think he was at, like, when I looked, like 930 or something like that. It'd be fantastic. Yeah.
It was at 917, but if it's at 930, that's all good.
I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it this afternoon when I went through there. But yeah, I mean, you know what? There's a lot of nice relics in there, and especially hunting in Virginia. We never even really got into the detector. Which detector are you mainly swinging?
I got one machine I've been swinging for about the last 4.5 years. It's a Garrett AT Max. That machine has been a beast. It goes deep. It finds tiny targets. I know it really well, so I haven't upgraded. Everybody's telling me, "Oh, get the Nox, get the Nox." I don't need the Nox. This Garrett AT Max, it doesn't have the technology that the Nox has. I'll give them that. Multi-frequency, no, it's a VLF machine. And you know what? It does fine. It's not great on the beach. You cannot do wet sand with the Max on the beach. It's very hard. Anybody out there that swings a Max and you want to go to the beach, I can tell you need to run your discrimination full blast all the way up to 44, and you need to run your threshold about -3, and it's going to vary from beach to beach because the iron content in the sand differs at every beach, and I learned this from experience. But no, it's not a great wet sand machine. But like I said,
but I was going to tell you that really quick. I don't want to cut you off, but the one thing I've noticed about the Max is that it's a pretty deep machine, and if you can get through there, if you can hear with it something down there, you can find. It doesn't matter which machine you use. If you know the machine and you know what it sounds like, you can find good targets with anything. Go ahead and finish.
Yeah, when I first got the machine, there's a fellow I was hunting with. I won't mention his name because we pretty much kicked him out of the metal detecting community. He bet me that my machine couldn't find a mercury dime 12 inches down. I said, okay, okay. So we buried it. He did it Instagram live. We put this thing down 12 inches, covered it up. I swung over it, put it in coin mode, swung over it a couple times. It came up at 82. I said, there it is. There's
Man,
your dime.
a dime at 12 inches is about the maximum of what you're ever going to need to find. I mean, honestly, I mean, there's not much that's gotten much deeper than that, unless the dirt's been, laid on top of it. It's been turned over different dirt. And a dime at 12 inches, that's pretty amazing, because, a lot of times you don't pick up quarters much further than that down. So that's pretty solid. And that's not with a lot of tweaking with your sensitivity or anything either, right? It's just normal settings.
That's coin mode setting, and the power about 1 bar down from the top. And basically, I can tell you this about the AT Max. If you want to go really deep, you put it in the all metal mode, and I could have found that dime at 16 inches.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, people just don't realize what they got because they don't know how to use it. It takes time to learn your machine, and you got to really play around with it, and it just takes experience. That's all it comes down to. Now, all the new machines are great. The Noxes are great. The XP Deus, they're great machines. And I'll probably upgrade soon. I'm kind of holding out for Garrett to come out with a new AT series. I'm really not want to jump on the minelab bandwagon until I see what's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to some salesmen over at Garrett.com. I'm going to get them on the phone. I'm going to say, hey, what's going on? Give me some information, man. You see that sign on the wall back there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Dime Detective gave me that. I can't say that I'm a diehard Garrett fan, but that's the only machine I've ever swung that's been any good, and I want to stick with them if I can.
I'll give my first. When I came back to the hobby, about 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it is now, probably longer than that. I don't even want to think about it. I came back, and the first machine I was playing with was an Ace 350. And, that machine fulfilled just about all of my needs. It didn't have a VDI on it, but, you could distinguish your high tone from your low tone by a bar. But anyway, I did well with it. I found tons of good targets. I found silvers and whatnot, silver dimes in the ground, 6, 8 inches at least. It was absolutely fine. I've grown into, I've become a very big nokta and macro fan. And I'm waiting for their version of the multi-frequency to come out. And then right now I've been swinging that Tersace because it's made for the ground like where you're at. I need to get into Virginia somewhere where that's where you have that really high interference ground and see what that machine does there, because a lot of people say that the highly mineralized ground is where that machine excels, and I don't have that here. So, but I play with a bunch of different machines, but to the point that, anything that's put out there today is good. You have to know how to use it and learn it. And I think that's what a lot of people don't. They want instant gratification. And it takes time.
Yeah, I've seen people buy a Nox 800 and say they can't get it to work right for them, and to turn around and sell it and go back to something simpler. It's just, it takes time to learn everything. You got to really, I would say what I've done to learn the Max was I just put out a bunch of targets. I buried a bunch of targets in the ground about 8 inches deep in my backyard one time, and I swung over them. I got the numbers. I got them remembered. I got the sound, because I also go by sound, not just the VDI numbers. So, I can tell the difference between a shotgun shell and a nickel. I can hear the difference. It just takes, learning your machine.
Yeah, and that's true. And that's probably been the biggest problem I've had this year, trying to do something different and learn this Tersace. It's a really nice machine, put together really well, but I just haven't learned it. So I feel like I'm missing out on targets that the other guys are hammering out. And but I'm gonna make sure that I learn it before I continue, and I'm gonna do a big review on that thing before too much longer. and I really like it. I just haven't quite figured it out yet. So I'm going to grab somebody that knows. I'll get Park Rat Pat back in here, or I'll find somebody on the forums there and see if I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, I've never heard of that machine. Just tonight, first time I've heard the name.
It's called the Tarsace, the MDT 8000. It's a patent pending. It's somewhere between a VLF and pulse induction. So it's a different style of machine, and you can filter sound out of the ground so well with it, and it's made really well. I just haven't quite gotten the hang of it completely yet. And I hate to say anything, until I know it for sure. So it takes a good 6 months to learn a machine. Hey, what's next? I mean, have you got any videos coming out soon? How is, where do you stand with your channel right now?
Right now, I've got a bunch of footage and very little time to put stuff together because of my work schedule and other things like the boat. Also, doing normal household things you got to do. But I've got some water footage with me and Don Detective and Doug. I'm going to add to that next hunt. We're going to have a couple videos out on that. I've got a 4th of July celebration. My family in North Carolina. I got a little video coming out on that, and basically that was just my cousin. He throws a celebration after the 4th. And it has a big party and fireworks and food, music, and everything. So that was a good time. I'm gonna throw that video together for just people's entertainment. But my goal with the Relic Riser is to get at least 10 videos up before it's too cold to go in the water.
Heck yeah, I'm totally intrigued with that. If you start putting a series out about that. The next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be asking my wife, hey, honey, can I get a boat so that I can get out in the river to go metal detecting off of? It's going to come out of my mouth because every time somebody comes up with another idea, I'm in there asking her if I can buy something. So it would probably happen. I'm that way. I get thinking about all the places that I'd like to go that I can't get to, and a boat would be fantastic for that. See, now I'm already got myself about half convinced to do so.
Well, the word river is in your YouTube name.
Yeah, well, I'm right on the mighty Ohio. Dog Star, got to stop, man. Thank you, brother. I'm right on the mighty Ohio, and then just like probably what you got there, we got a ton of creeks and tributaries, and this is a historic. This was a civil. That river was a battle. Was a line in the battlegrounds a lot of time because even though I think technically Kentucky was in the Union. It was still a lot of Southern, sympathizers in this state, and there was a lot of fighting that went on right around here. Not big battles, but more of the small stuff, like little regiments that were patrolling this river, because the Underground Railroad was very prolific through this area. We got several spots where they used to cross slaves over into Indiana and get them smuggled up north.
Yeah. Do you have cellar holes in your area?
Some. They're fewer and far between, but we find them on occasion. I found one on a hunt. I've got one that I haven't been able to get over to and down here, but most of them are on the hillsides right around creeks and stuff like that. So you just start following the woods and yeah, Tommy, you're right. But yeah, we do have some. That's probably some of my favorite type of research to do is find the houses on a map that's in the woods and then go out there and find it, because we got a lot of good maps from this time frame around here.
Yeah, the shoe buckle that we were talking about earlier, the creek that I found it in, me and Dig Dug went down there at least 3 times. We named it Silver Creek. And the reason is, well, let me start from the beginning. We're just cruising around one day, and we're looking for places to metal detect. We see a guy out in the yard pushing his lawnmower. He's pushing the mower with one hand and got a beer can in the other. So I'm thinking, okay, this might go okay. So I go talk to him. Turns out his name is Keith. I said, look, man, there's this old building sitting there on his property that used to be a Mason's Lodge. It was an old Masonic building. They had a storm come through, and it had fallen over, so they just piled it on top of each other. I said, "Do you mind if we do a little metal detecting around there?" He said, "No, go ahead. Look out for snakes." So we hunted around there for a few minutes, and we didn't have no luck. And he comes up a couple minutes later, and he says, "Well, this lot right here beside my house, I own that, and there was a 1700s house on it, but they moved it back in the woods, and they were going to restore it." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, y'all been hunting over here too." So we're ecstatic. We got a piece of property that a 1700s house set on, so we start digging. We pull up old pottery, we pull up old tools. We found what do you call it? Shield nickels. We found other coins, but that's not the work. The best part. The best part is we decided to go back and look at that house. We went back through this trail, got back there in this house. It was really old, and they were redoing it inside. It was nothing but a skeleton inside. And so I started hunting around it in the woods. Found the thimble. I said, "Oh, this is cool. My first thimble is a copper." And I think he might have found a couple things, small things, buttons and stuff. We ventured on down from the house, down a hill into a creek. And that's when things got good. Apparently, the main road, which is Colonial Trail East, was an old stagecoach road. Of course, now it's a 2-lane highway going through Surrey, Virginia. When we went down in this creek, we didn't know what to expect. We didn't have water boots on or anything. So we're trudging around in the creek, getting our regular boots soaking wet. And we're not getting a lot of targets. It's really quiet. I'm surprised, but it's colonial era back there. I found out by finding some old horseshoes, and I found an old splitting wedge. I said, "Well, there was a house sitting here." So along this creek was an old house, probably from the 1700s. So went down the creek, and I got swinging the AT Max again. And I'm swinging over the water. It's a narrow creek. It's only about 6-8 feet wide. I got a solid 85 on my machine, and it's right in the middle of the creek. I'm like, "Oh, that's going to be a little tough to get to." Checked it for iron. No iron. I said, "This has got to be a coin." I dug probably for about a half an hour with a little tiny shovel, and I had my elbow all the way down, past my elbow, and the pinpointer finally started going off when I got down past my elbow. So I dug some more, and when I finally got it out, hoping it was a coin, and I thought maybe a piece of silver, it was my first Spanish real.
Oh.
It was a 1763 2 real. And I'm ecstatic. I got this little GoPro camera. I'm filming it. Doug's over here on the bank looking. He goes hunting down there, and he gets a signal about 10 inches down. He pulls up another real.
Oh.
He pulls up a 1789 2 real. So to make this long story short, we left out of there with 1700 relics and 1700 Spanish silver that day. And that was why we named it Silver Creek. It was a really great place to go. We went back, found a few relics here and there. And I'm just going to try to get back down there some more too, and do some more hunting.
Yeah, I would burn that place up. If I found 2 reals in one spot, I think I would be back there as much as humanly possible. Yeah, I've only got 1 half real that I've ever found, and it was kind of melted in a fire. I could barely identify it, but that was probably the most oh my God moment ever, was pulling that out of the ground. And 2 1 reals would be amazing.
Yeah, and they'll fool you too. The numbers, if you try to go by VDIs, my oldest 1 real came up as a clad dime signal, 81 on the Garrett. And I'm on the side of a farm field, a Smithfield, and I dig it up, and I'm freaking out. It's in one of my videos. I can't remember how far back it was, but at least 3.5, 4 years ago when I found that 1 real. So, and it was at that time it was 280 years old.
Yeah, that's amazing. And they're such a beautiful coin. I mean, mine's not, but when with the way that they're stamped out, they're just so nice. It's probably one of my favorite coins to look at. Have you what's your earliest American coin that you got?
Oh, see if I can remember. Before I get to that, let me just say everybody needs to go through all their coins, because I went through some coins I had thrown here and there the other day, and I found out that I had 4 Indian heads that I didn't know about, and I didn't have them with my collection. And then I found another 6 or 7 Wheaties. So if you got stuff spread out like I do, go back through your stuff and get organized. You'd be surprised. I have some old silvers. I think my oldest silver American is a seated dime. Actually, no, it's a seated half dime. I found it also in Smithville, Virginia, in a farm field. It is a 1856. Now,
1856.
yeah, and that's pre-Civil War. So if anybody doesn't realize why they made a half dime, was because there was no such thing as nickels back then. So you had a dime and you had a half dime. I got a 77 signal out in the middle of this field and pulled up this little tiny coin, and I didn't know what it was, and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, a seated half dime. It says half dime on the back. And since then, I found one more half dime, an 1850, I believe it is.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I've only seen a couple of them come out of the ground. Nick and I's third digging buddy, Kurt, who I don't know if he's in here tonight, but if he is, he better say something. He's dug 2 of them, and he dug them in back-to-back weeks, and 2 different at a farm field, and then at an 1825 house, and they're a beautiful little coin, and boy, they do ring a little different, don't they?
Well, it was a very light signal, like a squeaker. I could barely pick it out. Of course, the one I dug, the first one I dug, was on the side of a hill on Silver Creek. That was my first one. Where I got the reals, I also got my first seated half dime. It came up as a 75, like a clad penny. And I dug some dirt out of the ground, and I flipped it out, and I seen this little tiny edge of this thing. I said, what is that? Pulled it up, and it was a little tiny coin. I rubbed it, and it said half dime on it. I said, oh my God. Talk about ecstatic. Boy, that was a really nice find for me. Now, a lot of guys find these quite often. I can't compete with the Hoover boys. They find everything. Hey, Hoover boys, y'all suck.
Yeah, they
That's why you're called the Hoover boys, because you suck like a vacuum cleaner. Now, actually, the guys are really great. Kurt has been watching my boat videos and communicating with me. He says he really likes my videos because he's got an old Bayliner just like mine, and he's going to have to do some work to it. So we've been communicating over YouTube about the boat stuff. But yeah, the Hoover boys, they're big time, and they find some really good stuff. And I did have the chance to meet them at Pound the Ground, and I happened to have my Fur Trade silver on me, which I stuck in Kurt's face just to make him go, oh man, because he don't find things like that very often.
No, that's one of those that you can just kind of hang your hat on, right?
I think that's going to be my favorite relic until something else comes out of the ground, a 1600s coin or something. But yeah, that thing is I think that's my top relic of all time.
Yeah, I want to take a quick second here. Anybody that came in late today, this is John. His channel is Digologist. He is closing in on the 1,000 sub mark on YouTube, which is a big step for anybody's channel. It's a nice plateau to hit, and everybody wants to get there. So if you haven't subscribed to his channel, give him a few views and check out him restoring that boat. That's a pretty good deal. He's got some great finds. Also, we're coming up on where we just hit the 10 o'clock hour. I can't believe it's already 10, but if you want to be entered in tonight's giveaway, please just make sure you leave a chat. I'm going to copy and paste the list so that we don't have to sit here and type forever. I have not reset my prize wheel yet. I'm going to wait until next Thursday night show. Next Thursday night show is going to be pretty special. The guest will not be announced yet. You'll hear about my guest next week, Sunday morning at Mayor Videos. I believe he's going to let you all know who my next guest is going to be. But anyway, look forward to that. Everybody make sure you show up Sunday to check that out. Also, Tuesday night, Nick and I are going to be in Ed's live stream, Flash in Your Pan, and we're going to hang out in there for a while, and we're going to let them ask us some questions for a bit. They're going to reverse the roles on me a little bit, and I look forward to that as well. So everybody make sure you chat a little bit in the chat, and here in a few minutes when I go to put it in for a race, we will have us a nice race today, and probably going to be a keychain and a sticker pack this week. And then next week I'll reset the prize wheel, and then we'll start going through that again. Man, you know, you're in Virginia. You talked about doing some beach detecting and stuff like that. You kind of got the best of all worlds there.
I really do.
Is there a place that, and I know that there's a lot of places that you can't dig because it's protected ground, whether it be battlegrounds or whatnot. Is there some place that you've really got your heart set on going to? You know, some place that you really want to detect that's close that you haven't got a chance to do yet?
Are you talking in the water or on the ground?
Anything that, you know, I mean, I feel like Virginia is like the center of, you know, I mean, except for maybe up the East Coast a little bit, is, you know, it's the center of the Civil War for sure. So you're in that nice area. So I'd like to know where you would like to go dig that you haven't yet, whether it be water, sand.
I'll give you an example of both. As far as taking the boat out with the guys, there's a place up in Claremont called Claremont Manor. If you go on Google Maps and type in Claremont, Virginia, you can find this place. It's basically a giant mansion on a giant piece of land. And I can't hunt that land. It's just impossible. They're never going to let anybody in there with a metal detector because it would be like trying to get permission at the White House. It's just not going to happen. So I got to looking at the maps and the water. There is an old pier right beside their new pier that goes out into the river, and it goes out twice as far as the new pier. Now, if you know anything about Virginia, this is where all the tobacco started, lots of cotton. So there was a lot of trade coming. There was a lot of ships coming in here. There was the A&D Railroad that was hauling stuff from the wharf down in Claremont to different parts of Virginia, and then they changed over to different trains, tobacco, cotton. So there's a lot of history there. But this old pier, I've got to get my permit. There's a permit for relic hunting in the waters of Virginia that you can get. It costs about $30. Once I get this permit, I can go out there and I can go in this water beside this pier, and they can't deny me. I have permission from the state to relic hunt in Virginia waters. So that's the water hunt I want to do, because that pier has been there since the 1700s. And you know, people drop stuff off piers. Okay, as far as the land hunt, there's a couple places. I recently, my neighbor told me about a place up toward Yorktown, and it is really close to the Yorktown battlefields, but it's owned by the city, and there's a trail through it and a lot of pine woods. So if this is along the area close to the, the Yorktown battlefields, the battles just didn't show up at one spot and fight. The soldiers had to travel. They lost things along the way. There were skirmishes along the way. The battlefields were the main event, but I think that I could probably get back in there and get some colonial war relics. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for my land hunt.
Right. Yeah. I sit there and think about it. We're on a good spot right here on the Ohio. It was pretty historic. There's some early 1800 stuff here, but it's just, it's not as, the good spots are few and far between, and the good ones that are able to be were hunted in the 80s and 90s pretty hard. But yeah, I would love to get into just anywhere near an actual big battleground. I think that would be some of the funnest stuff ever. for sure.
The private properties around these battlefields in Yorktown are also, you know, places you can go. I've went through areas around Yorktown and talked to people, and I did get permission at a couple yards, but you know, there's really not much there. But there's plenty of farm fields around there that's private property. If the owner gives you permission, you just never know what you could pull out of there. So I always keep that on the back burner as well.
Yeah, I guess the farmers probably get hit up pretty frequently in your area. Was that accurate?
Yeah, it's really tough in this part of Virginia and in northern Virginia around the Colonial Heights, Richmond area. Uh, it's really tough to get permissions on a lot of farms because every farmer's been approached a couple dozen times. And some of them, guys have that field locked down. They told the farmer, hey, we want this and we'll give you X amount of dollars if you let us come here in the fall after the crop's out and hunt. And other ones will say, well, yeah, go ahead. But everybody's been hunted, but you go ahead. You just never know. There's so much.
I was getting ready to ask because, you know, at the same time, I was getting ready to ask it, you know, I would say that in an area that people wanted to do that a lot, that there would be a lot of monetary transactions, you know, people trying to grease palms to get to hunt. And also, you know, I bet you, do you deal with night hawking a lot? People sneaking on?
Well, I haven't heard much about it because I'm not a farmer. There may be some people out there night hawking. It doesn't seem to be a thing around here. I've talked to a lot of farmers and I've talked to a lot of people in small towns, and I've never heard anything bad about any detectors being on anybody's land. I believe that most of these farmers already have people they allow on their land, and you know, and a lot of these are family members or friends of family members. So you think about it, there's an event every year called Digging in Virginia. Well, the brunt of the Civil War happened here. Fredericksburg was really big. Richmond. I mean, I've got a video called "We Climb Ammo Mountain," and that was basically 4 or 6 of us climbing on this field dirt for this housing area and pulling out Civil War bullets all day long because of all the skirmishes and all the little battles here and there through Richmond and Fredericksburg area. They'll plow up fields around a little area called Bermuda 100, and there was a big area there with a lot of history. So, you know, I'll be honest with you, I like the paid events like Dig Stop, you know, Pound the Ground. It was great. But I actually find more stuff in my neighborhood than I would at these places because I'm in the part of Virginia where it all happened. I can go to any random hill on the side of any random creek and pull up Civil War bullets. There's buttons, bullets. There's plenty here. Not as much as there was in the 60s, but there's still a lot here. And we're still
I'm sure it'll be in the ground for a long time to come. Hey, I hope you got a few minutes. I got a little over 30 names into this giveaway race today. If there's anybody else that has not been entered in it that wants to be entered, just say so now. I got most everybody's chat that I see going through here. I got in here. If anybody else would like to get in, just say hey, and I'll get you in, and we'll run a race here in a second. I think since John's got a boat now and he's going to do some of that kind of hunting in the river, I think this week we're going to race fish. I got you, Dennis. We're going to race fish today, and I've never raced fish before, but we will see how it turns out. I think I've got pretty much everybody that's been talking. I just keep going back looking when everybody chats and see if I see their name. And I've got most of them entered. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing set up. And we're going to run a race for a sticker pack and a keychain. And let me get this set up here for a share screen. Let's change that up. And let's see. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. All right, and my name is in here today. I don't know if John's name is in here. Let me look and see. It is not. So I will. If my self-proclaimed fish comes across the finish line, my prize will go to John today. But I'm going to get this thing set up to go. We're going to go 1 minute. We're going to go super full screen, and we're going to get this thing set up to go. All right, and here's something I haven't done before. I'm going to give everybody a good shuffle in here. So let's see what happens there. Everybody shuffled up. We're going to start this thing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Marty Bristol comes out in the early lead. Pretty tight pack at the front.
Oh no! I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna say Relic Reaper's gonna pull it off.
Relic Reaper, come on, Don.
Come on up there, Relic Reaper.
Kathy Johnson's headed out in the lead right now. Brockton's hanging close. It's getting neck and neck down to halfway. Somebody's going to come from the back, though. Somebody's going to come.
DMD detecting coming up. He's coming up on Kathy Johnson.
Let's see. It seems like, starting to change up a little bit. Who's coming? Relic Hunters
just shot up there out of nowhere. Y'all got
that was fast. We're down to the last 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Who is that?
Oh, Relic Reaper's
Karen Wade.
Oh.
Karen Wade.
Jody Mosby. Oh, what?
Oh, man. Karen Wade come on the inside. Let me get the list up here. I got to get this thing small again so I can see. All right. Karen, are you still in the chat? Oh, turn off that music. God. Karen Wade, are you still in here? Oh, there you are. Uh-oh, there she is right there. Karen Wade is in that. Oh, I missed her. Where did she go? I know I just saw it. There she is right there, 1012. There she is. Congratulations, Karen. Hey, let me switch over and I'll put my email address up here really quick.
You're a fast fish, Karen. Congrats.
Yeah. She's a colorful fish, too. Let's see. Karen, here is my email address. If you would gladly send me your address on that email and how you would like me to send it out. I usually drop mail on Fridays. I got a few to send out this week. Just make sure you send me that. If you send me an email tonight at that address, I will get your sticker pack along with a keychain. Very nice items. And also, yes, sir.
What did she win?
She won one of my logoed keychains and a sticker pack, and I'll put in a set of random stickers that I've collected for other channels. And then the only rule I got with that is if I send you stickers from other channels, that you need to make sure that you look up each and every one of them and go over there and check them out a little bit and give them a little bit of love. Because if they took time to send me a sticker and I send it out to somebody, I want them to pay it forward and go over and watch a video or two. Let me drop this share screen here. It's going back up here. I don't know what happened to Mr. Nick, but that must have been an important phone call.
Possibly.
Well, he's been house hunting and stuff like that here lately, so I'm not. And the wife and kids were out running errands, so I hope everything's good. I'll have to call him here in just a little bit.
All right.
So you said you got plenty of footage and you haven't got any videos ready as of yet. So when do you think you're going to have another video put out so that we can come over and watch it?
I'm going to try to get one out no later than Sunday, possibly 2. But there's just not a lot of boat relic hunting footage yet. We went out hunting. We found a few relics, but we didn't find a lot. Might try to hold off and add something to that. So we can have something that's worth watching instead of a short video with just a few relics. So I'm gonna work on that and try to get something up within the next, I'd say, 3 to 4 days.
Yeah, that's always good, especially at the end, because usually you got a couple people in here that are raring to go and watch a few videos. Because I know a lot of people in here just whoever was on transfer over and give them a couple good views. And it's nice to see. Man,
Well,
I tell you what, I really enjoyed having you on today. It's been a ton of fun. Man, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about today that we haven't got to yet?
Well, just want to let everybody know that I haven't been as involved with the community as I've been wanting to, and it's a lot because of my schedule working and my schedule detecting. I pretty much hunt a minimum of 2 days a week, once on the weekend and once during the work week, sometimes 3 days a week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting some new stickers made for my channel. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to make T-shirts and ball caps. And
Right on.
I will be doing some giveaways, and I do have plans to have my own live stream in the future, but I want it to be organized and something special, and I want it to come together good. So I'm doing my research on everything. I'm getting the software for doing the live stream. And before we go, I just got one more little story to tell everybody to kind of inspire them. This happens to be about Spanish reals. All right. The neighborhood I live in is along what's called the Elizabeth River. I'm probably about 3 blocks from the river. And there's a fellow around the corner, and he's got a pier that goes out, and it's called Culpeper Marina, Culpeper Boats. He rents boats. He lets people fish on the pier. I got to talking to him one day, and I asked him, I said, hey, do you mind if I go out here and hunt along this sandy beach? I figured it's your property. He said, yeah, go ahead. There's a lot of trash out there. So I hunted, didn't find much, came back and struck up a conversation with him. And he wanted to know what kind of stuff I was finding. And of course, I brought up the coins and relics. He says, well, there's a guy right over here in one of these houses. And he used to go out and walk up and down the beach on his property and pick up coins. When he passed away, his wife was going through his things, and she found a jar full of Spanish reals that he had picked up off the beach on his property, which is probably less than a half a mile from where I'm sitting right now. And so he was like, maybe I shouldn't have told you that. I said, don't worry. But you know what? I'm taking the Relic Riser in that area, and I'm going in that water, and I'm going to find out where all these Spanish reals are coming from. And if I have to go out there and dive for them, that's what I will. But the water's not very deep, and the beach where he lives, the beachfront property was probably only 300 or 400 feet long. But he had a jar of Spanish silver that washed up on his beach. So that's something I'm going to get on really soon, and hope to make a video out of it.
Yeah, if you was to find just a stack of those coins at one time, that would be like a find of a lifetime. That would be just completely amazing, and just to think that he just found them on his beach with his hands. Oh,
well, that tells me that there's a whole bunch of them down there. They're sitting down there in the water, probably less than 100 feet off of his shore. And whenever a storm comes through and washes up a few, he goes out there and picks them up. And that's amazing. So once I'm out in the water and everything's legal, I can get them Spanish reals. And that's what I'm looking forward to this summer.
The Spanish coins, I love them. Yeah, that's one of those things, man. If I hope I find more. I've only found one, but that was the absolute best feeling, because I couldn't get a date off of it, but I knew that it was the oldest piece of silver I'd ever laid my hands on, and that was a great feeling. I would love to see more than one in a spot. That would be fantastic.
It's out there. It's along the creeks. It's anywhere colonial houses were, farm fields. You know, this stuff is out there because we used Spanish and English currency before we created our own.
Right.
I'll tell you real quick one short story. The field that me and Dime Detective and Doug had been hunting, I found two. I found a barber quarter, a barber half, and a mercury dime, and quite a few nice relics. Well, his brother Doug has the same machine as me, and he's pulled two half reals out of there, both of them with a hole in them, and it's just one small field. So the silver's out there. You just have to get out there and get the work in. That's what really does it. That's why I have the collection that I have over the last several years.
Wow, Dennis, that is amazing. That sounds like an amazing find. I have not. Do you have a video for that piece of gold? I would like to see that. I definitely want to see that. I want to see a picture of anything else.
1564. That is amazing.
I would love it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's absolutely that. You know, that's something there that's like the find of a lifetime. I mean, I can think of a lot of things that I would consider a find of a lifetime, but a gold coin would probably be one to hang your hat on. Don't you think?
That is awesome. Everybody wants to find the Spanish gold. Unfortunately, it's just not that prevalent.
Hey Dennis, if you would send me some pictures of that, I would love to see it. The email's right there. I would love to take a gander at that coin. That's amazing. What a great find.
Yeah, shoot that over to me at Treasure Guy 89. I'd like to check it out.
Heck yeah, get that out there. I'll forward it out to everybody on my mailing list, but that's a great find. Well, everybody, and it's getting about that time. I have another live stream in a half an hour that I got to go do with my daughter. We'll be talking some sports today. NBA draft happened today. Reds beat the Cubs again today. Whoop, whoop. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. Football's getting ready to start. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate it. But I want to thank everybody for all the generosity that you show my channel and the support you show my guests. We have a lot of fun in here every single week, and I'm blown away by how kind everyone is. It's great. I will always hang out here and be here. I love doing this every week. It's one of the most fun things I've ever done. I enjoy it to no end. But thanks for hanging out. I didn't mean to run so far over, but got talking with Dennis here tonight, and John, and he just kept going. And next thing you know, you look up and the time's gone. I don't know where it goes. But be sure to come back sometime and we'll do it again.
All right. I appreciate everybody showing up and giving support to Shane. And if y'all want to hear a really funny, I was on Relics Radio, and I kept losing signal. I lost signal about 20, 30 times during that whole show. But I was on there with DK and Digging with Seven, and they're a couple really good guys. So if you want to listen to some old Relics Radio, you can find me on there.
Yeah, that sounds like I know there's some old radio shows and stuff out there. I don't even think about what they did before this, but to get treasure hunters in here together, and we all learn from one another, learn about different areas of the country and how everybody goes about it. It's pretty cool, honestly, because normally you wouldn't meet these people. You wouldn't meet all these new friends and find all these people, and I learn something every week. And I've learned plenty from you today. I've definitely got questions and stuff. So it keeps me going. I'm going to roll this thing out. John, thank you again. Come hang out anytime. Everybody be sure Sunday morning at 11:30 to stop by Mayor Videos for his live that day and see. He's going to announce who my next guest is. I figure I would let him do that. And we're going to have a lot of fun next week. I guarantee it's going to be a blast. Also, this coming Tuesday, stop in and see me and Nick on Flash in Your Pans Live. We will be in there as Ed's guest. He invited us a while back and can't wait to do that. I can't wait for somebody to prod at me a little bit with, questions and such. Also, early on Sunday morning, catch FL Thunder Digging with Rob. Him and I had one of probably my best live stream, maybe even my best video. It's got the most views. We had a fun that day. He's a great guest. I love hanging out with him when we went to Florida. If I missed anybody else, Squatching late night on Friday night, Magnetic Squatch, check out his channel and his live stream. It's pretty good. Get you a t-shirt, win you a t-shirt, or go to Teespring and buy one. Everybody, I want to say I appreciate you all again. Team Sonia, good night, Scuba Sonia. Thank you for coming in late tonight. Everybody else, I will see you all next time.
Bye, y'all.